Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of BBP News. I'm Nicholas Rod. Chris Baker's here with me, and we are back for another Monday morning episode. Chris, start us off, as we always do, with the normal Monday morning fashion by giving us the weather headed into this week.
In Los Angeles, California, it is sunny 67. In Houston, Texas, there are scattered thunderstorms, a high of 70. And in Chicago, Illinois, it is sunny 37. And in New York City, it is raining with a high of 61.
Whew. You know, we're starting to see these high temperatures, right? It was 60 here yesterday. And, you know, we're kind of going back and forth. To be honest, I looked ahead in the forecast for this week. A lot of 40s. Spring's coming.
I'll be happy when it's in the 70s and 80s.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. But I'm just happy that spring is finally seemingly starting to show its face. I won't put my full confidence in it just yet because, well, we're in New York, Chris, and this is the place where we're going to see a few days in the 60s, and then it'll be 2.
Well, right now, when I woke up this morning, it was 7 degrees.
Yeah.
And yesterday it was 64.
That just goes to show what it's like around here.
You know, we're still due for one more snowstorm, so...
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. It snowed towards the end of April here before, so I'd put my money on one more.
But you know what? I'm ready for 70s, 80s, and 90s.
The only thing I ask for throughout this spring and summer, the only thing I ask for is one good thunderstorm.
Okay.
One solid thunderstorm, because we haven't had one here in years. Yeah, right. No, we haven't had a good thunderstorm here in a couple years now. We're due one. I want one so bad.
But we got some news to jump into today, starting with a COVID-19 update. The White House announced an aggressive monitoring system that the White House says can detect new variants earlier and trigger a faster response to treatment and vaccination.
The president's plan launches a new Test to Treat initiative to provide individuals access to testing and treatment for free, all in one stop.
The new variants are concerning the experts that it could cause a slowdown in the progress that has been made so far.
Speaking of that progress, Baltimore, Boston, and Philadelphia have all dropped their indoor mask mandates this week. Los Angeles County lifted their mask mandate on Friday. New York lifted its mask mandate for all schools last week. On Wednesday, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis got criticism for demolishing students at the University of Florida for wearing a mask.
We not have to wear those masks. I mean, please take them off. Honestly, it's not doing anything, and we got to stop with this COVID theater. So if you want to wear it, fine, but this is ridiculous.
The White House made one move that is going to change the status of the pandemic last week by now offering antiviral medication to those that test positive right there on the spot.
Moving back to the situation in Russia and Ukraine, starting last Thursday, the International Crime Court is launching an investigation, and its prosecutors are now on their way to Ukraine to gather evidence about reports of possible Russian crimes against humanity. As of Wednesday, the UN said more than 500 Ukrainian citizens have been injured by the Russian invasion. Ukraine's government says the number is actually closer to 2,000 citizens' deaths and countless injuries. There have been reports of the Russian military of using weapons that violate the laws of war in citizen targets. The rules are defined in the Geneva Convention, the Rome Statute, and international humanitarian law. These documents outline how troops are allowed to act during military conflict and what actually qualifies as a war crime. The big one is attacking citizens, populations, and using weapons that poison or exfoliate. The prosecutors for the International Criminal Court said yesterday, quote, "My office had already found a reasonable basis to believe crime within the jurisdiction of the court had been committed," end quote.
The ICC was set up in 2002 to prosecute war crimes against humanity and genocide. The ICC is a court of last resort. They say they take on cases when national authority is unwilling or unable to prosecute. The ICC does not have its own police force. It relies on the cooperation of supporting countries. 123 countries are a part of the court. The U.S. participated in the original negotiations, but we are not members. U.S. politics have dictated our national posture towards the ICC depending on when it's beneficial to us. When it's not, we do not support them. The fact is, the U.S. does not recognize the jurisdiction of the criminal court, neither does Russia. Since the founding, the ICC has only conducted a few dozen investigations, and of those, only found a few suspects guilty of war crimes. The punishments can range anywhere from prison sentences to reparations or both. The ICC can only put a suspect on trial if they are arrested, and the court does use the international support to arrest them, and people being tried cannot be tried in their absence.
On Thursday, Russia's troops ramped up its assault on several key Ukrainian cities. At least one has fallen to Russia control. The largest nuclear plant in Europe has caught fire after Russia's attack and was put out later that day. The Russian and Ukrainians have agreed to localize release fires throughout the country to allow humanitarian condors to allow Ukraine citizens to safely evacuate. Despite all of that, the Ukrainian people continue to fight. Putin spoke with the French president Thursday, and afterwards the president of France said he believes Putin wants to take all of Ukraine and fears that the worst is yet to come.
The White House is imposing more sanctions on dozens of oligarchs and their children, companies, and visas will be restricted. As we told you Friday, the U.S. still has not sanctioned the oil, but on Thursday, the House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, said she wants it sanctioned and banned. Along with her is a group of bipartisan lawmakers that also agree. That hasn't happened yet, but still could. President Biden has also put in an official request for humanitarian aid and funding for the Pentagon and our military troops.
Florida's legislature passed a new law to ban abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy, similar to the Mississippi law that is in front of the Supreme Court currently. If signed into law, that measure would take effect on July 1st. It would not take effect when a mother is at risk of losing her life or irreversible impairment, or if a fetus has a fatal abnormality that is verified by 2 physicians.
The bill has no exception for rape, human trafficking, or incest. Governor Ron DeSantis is expected to sign this bill into law. Florida is one of several states moving to tighten abortion laws, anticipating a Supreme Court decision that could roll back or overturn abortion rights given in the historic Roe v. Wade ruling.
Getting into rapid news, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds signs a bill barring transgender girls and women from female sports teams.
Family Dollar closed more than 400 stores last month after more than 1,000 dead rodents were found at one of its distribution facilities.
United States employers added 678,000 jobs in February as Omicron cases eased and unemployment fell to 3.8%. Nick, what do you got for Monday Morning Good News?
All right, so my story for this morning, it's absolutely adorable. In Sicily, Italy, there is a family that has 25 cats, 25 outdoor cats, and, they were all just hanging out outside. And the cat that is seen as the leader, his name's Silvestro. He managed to literally break into the house. I'm not kidding. He got a running start, leaped up, and managed to grab onto the handle and turned it, got the door open, and all 25 cats just kind of ran inside. And I wish I could show the video here. I wish I could show you guys the video, because the owner of the cats, he's kind of aware of the things that Silvestro does and the rest of the cats do. So he was actually recording at the time that this happened. And honestly, just the most adorable thing ever.
I mean, it's more adorable than anything, if I'm being honest.
I couldn't imagine just seeing the cat open a door. That's both adorable and a little terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I would do if that was Fuzzy.
Yeah, right. The thing that would scare me the most is if, like, I had a cat that made a habit out of it. Could you imagine the middle of the night just seeing your doors open and not seeing a person on the other side of that door?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you'd probably miss the
that.
cat at first.
Yep.
I'd run.
That is the end of this Monday morning news episode. We will be back here Wednesday morning for an Idiots in the News. You will not want to miss that. But until then, make sure you follow us on BBP News' Twitter account for the latest 24-hour breaking news so you're always in the know. Until Wednesday morning, have a great start to your week, everybody.
Bye, guys.